Atlantic Street Center has been serving the children, youth, and families of the Seattle King County area since 1910. We partner with families and communities to raise healthy, successful children and youth through services including counseling, early learning, youth development, domestic violence, and education support for school-aged children. Committed to serving the African American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio from 5 to midnight for Sunday evening sound sessions. Jazz from the Cabinets from Big Poppy.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Sergio LaCour's Love Lines.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go to the phone line. Tell her who we talking to.
Sage Prince and Just My Opinion.
This is Sage, and that's just about going to do it for the first half of Just My Opinion.
K-Fox Night Beat with Nasty Ness Rodriguez.
The beat of the Fox. K-Fox Night Beat, Nasty Ness.
You know what? You're going to listen from 5 to midnight. Just turn it on and don't stop. DJ Alibaba. The Underground Surround Sound Star Time with Paul Pearson.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Paul Pearson.
Sunday evening sound
Star
sessions on Rainier Avenue Radio. Trust me, you'll be listening the entire time from 5 to midnight. Sunday evening, your sound session on Rainier Avenue Radio. What is the Delta variant? It's a faster, more efficient version of the original virus that causes COVID-19. It's the same virus, it's just better at infecting people. Delta is far more contagious than its predecessors. It's spreading twice as quickly as the original strain, and people who are infected with it carry around much more virus. Getting vaccinated is the best defense we have against COVID-19, including against the Delta variant. Now check this out. The vaccine is free, safe, and effective. Time to protect yourself is now. Learn more at kingcounty.gov/vaccine.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Check us out on social media. Facebook and Instagram, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and on Twitter at Rainier Ave Radio.
Welcome to The Sentiment, a thought-provoking show with discussions that consist of life's experiences. We are bringing thoughts and perspectives out of captivity and isolation into spaces that promote awareness, healing, restores hope, and proclaims victory in everyday thinking and living. Come sip with me.
Hey now, hey y'all, welcome back to The Sentiment. It's your girl Latrice Chenee, and you are listening to us on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Thank you for tuning in. It is good to be back. Now, usually I introduce my guests and they're live from another area. Well, today I have the honor to truly sit and sip with the lovely, the absolutely phenomenal and amazing Kiana Garfield, who is here this evening with us. Everyone give her a warm welcome.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining.
I feel honored and blessed to be here today.
Absolutely. And it is our honor. Absolutely our honor. Thank you to D Money, who's behind the scenes, who's in the actual studio, making certain that everything happens for us. Thank you. I always like to give him a shout out. Usually I do in the chat, but it's publicly today. So typically we have a sit and sip where we're sipping on something. We're actually getting ready to have dinner though, and we're in a different location of my home. We're on the very bottom level of my home. And so I left the tea upstairs. So we're not going to show you what we're having today, but we are going to enjoy some lovely cider and a nice glass of red with the lasagna that I prepared for this beautiful lady.
Nice.
So welcome. If you want to call in and ask Key any questions, please make sure to do that. The number is 206-290-7625. And I will double check that number, you all, because sometimes I get it wrong. 290-9685. 290-9685. Hey, Kevin, you all can call in, ask Kiana anything that you want to, and she'll absolutely be glad to answer. And You never know what you might get if you call in. So again, that number is 290-9685-206 always. So Kiana, tell us a little bit about yourself.
For those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Keuna Barfield, aka Miss Key, aka Key to the City, aka Key to Seattle, aka Key Moneybags. Yes, I am a real estate entrepreneur here in Seattle, Washington, born and raised in the Madison Valley of the Central District area of Seattle, Washington.
Come on.
Stand up, CD, stand up.
Awesome. So Key, you are from this area.
I am born and raised.
So there's not many people, okay, that can identify with that. Like, well, other than if they're here. But I've been meeting a lot of people who are not from here. Tell us about your experience with real estate living here, because there's a lot of people that are trying to invest here and they're coming from out of town here. But tell us about how it is with real estate. And I'm just going to jump right in there, living here, since you are born and raised here.
Okay, so as most people that are Seattleites know, that the central area where we're from has been gentrified for, I'd say, at least the last 25 years, 20 years, a good 20 years. So it is very, very hard to invest in real estate here in the greater Seattle area, unless you are a high six-figure earner. Most of the people that are buying property here are not from Seattle. A lot of them cash investors and cash buyers, techie workers. Those are typically the people that can afford to buy real estate here in Seattle. So it is difficult, but we can do all things through Christ. Absolutely. And I've sold hundreds of homes to people in this very area that, didn't think that they could qualify to buy a home here. So it's tough.
Absolutely.
It's tough, but it is possible. So with that, give the people who don't know you a little snippet about what it is that you offer and in that realm of real estate and what it is that you do. Okay. First, I'd like to say, give a little bit about how I started. Let's start by saying I've always been in sales my whole life. I started off, I've been working ever since I was 13. I used to have lemonade stands in the valley with my sisters and my cousins, and we would employ our friends and we would pull our resources together and we would sell lemonade to all the people in the area and the bikers that biked through the Arboretum. So we will make a lot of money doing that every summer. And that was kind of like the foundation of my entrepreneurship. Also, I had summer camps for single moms that couldn't afford to put their kids in daycare. I always will watch. I had a lot of kids that I would watch every summer. And I've just always been an entrepreneur. Someone said they can't hear us.
We have different streams going on, y'all. So we just want to make sure we're heard.
Yeah, that's
on all platforms.
I don't know what to do.
So with that, what excites me about your history, your background. Tell us a little bit about who inspires you most and who inspired you most to go into entrepreneurship.
I can say that if I would say who inspires me is my grandmother. Rest in peace, T. Marie Floyd. I always wanted to be like my grandmother growing up. My grandmother was a working professional woman. She was one of the first Black teachers in the state of Washington. And she was just always a professional woman that carried many hats. And, she was an upper middle class woman. And my grandparents just were upper middle class Black people that always showed us that we could have whatever we wanted if we worked hard.
Absolutely.
That's who inspires me is my grandmother, her legacy, carrying on her legacy.
Absolutely.
Who inspired my entrepreneurial journey would be my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad has always been an entrepreneur and a jack of many trades. And my dad never wanted to work for anyone except for himself. Okay. And I believe that I inherited that from him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dad.
Hey, Dad.
As you look just like him as well.
I do.
Absolutely. So you inspire people. And then also one of the comments, I like to always look at the comments. one of the comments is, she is the best agent, y'all. Y'all better get her quick. And she got us our dream home. And she loves that you're always business minded. And I can also say, that reminds me of a time, shout out to Madison Valley as well, you all. It's where it all started. It's where it all started. My grandma also used to live up the hill from her grandma. And let's just tell the people some history regarding us. And I want to get into this because it inspires some of the questions that I'll have for you. Key is, when I put key to success, I put the little hyphenated because it's keys to success. Because Key, listen, she holds quite a few, y'all. And for those of you who know her personally, she's phenomenal. She's just phenomenal. And her wisdom is off the hook. Her passion and her intensity for people, to love on people and to see people successful, is real. So as your agent, she's out here doing it and making it happen for you all. But I think it's so much bigger than that. And I don't think people really realize how big it is. And I'm excited to talk to you today about more of what you offer, more of who you are, more of how God is processing you and how you are becoming and what you're going to be doing in the future and offering in the future to those who you come in contact with. And it's not just that, right? It's not just a dream home. It's not just a forever home, right? It's so much more than that. And I can say that I first met Key, I was very young, friends with Kiana, and we were really young, probably like 10 or 11, Washington, Garfield High School, early days. But as I grew into my young adulthood, Key was someone that I would call often and come and sit with often when I was dealing with challenges in relationships and just in who I was and really learning and trying to figure it out. And so I remember one night, I came over. Key is actually who introduced me to my red lip, y'all. I've never stopped. I thought red is something I would never do. It just scared me, right? I live for it. And she put me on, I think I was 26. She put me onto the red lip. Her and her sister Kiana actually put me on my first designer shoes too. They were a pair of Via Spigas, honey. Oh, and man. They had the glass heel. Via Spigas. They were popping. Boy, those were the good old days. Good old days, honey. And just, I admire her so. You all, she's been this way forever. Like, what you see is what you get. It's not new. Mm-hmm. It's who she is. And I'm so glad she is bringing her full self to the world now. We want to keep her to ourselves, but we're going to allow her to do her. But talk to the people about how you inspire confidence. Let's talk about that, because you embody so much confidence and just beauty. And I want to talk about how you empower women in that area, because you very well do it. You've done it for me in spaces where people, in private spaces, you know what I mean? When women are hurting, when people are broken, where do you pull from? I pull from God. Absolutely. I pull my strength from God. All of my success and all of my drive has come from a place of pain, if I can be honest with you. And so I use the pain as fuel to keep me going. The confidence comes from God, but if I can be honest, my confidence evolves as I mature and as I grow. I have my own identity and self-esteem issues growing up, being a dark-skinned woman, and growing up where being dark-skinned was not the thing. Yeah. Being dark-skinned was not the thing. And I also have very full features, big lips, full nose, high cheekbones. And back when I was coming up, those things were not, they weren't, they just weren't popping. Right. So, my grandmother always instilled a lot of self-confidence in me. My grandmother always told me that nobody was prettier than me. Nobody was smarter than me. Nobody was better than me.
And I'm thankful that she instilled those things in me, but you have to believe it for yourself.
Absolutely.
For it to really, you know, be real.
Absolutely.
And so that was a journey, you know, that was a journey, especially growing up here. You know, there's not a lot of Black people here. I think we have 3% statewide, 7% in Seattle.
Wow.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot at all.
That's not a lot. And so we don't always get the opportunity to see the positive images of what Black people or Black women are and what we represent. And so I really had to go deep. I had to do a lot of self searching within myself. And, you know, what I pour into others, sometimes I feel is like what I didn't have. You know, so I try to give other people what I didn't have. You know, I didn't have a big sister growing up. I didn't have somebody to say, Key, don't do this or don't do that. Or, you know, it was mainly everybody saying what to do after you've already done it or coming from a place of judgment. And so what I've always wanted for all of my little sisters, and, you know, that's all you guys, you know, my sister's friends and people that we all grew up together, is for you guys not to make the same mistakes that I made, but for you guys to be able to learn, you know, from my mistakes.
Absolutely. Key, I think people want to hear about your success. And Kiana is extremely humble. You all always has been, but she's very confident in who she is and she knows what she can do. So if she don't brag on herself, I will. Okay.
I try to stay humble. I do. I try.
With this business, in the process of your entrepreneurship and building a brand and a name for yourself in this field, what did it take for you to get here?
I'm not going to even lie, and I'm not going to cap. It took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of prayer. It also took a lot of encouraging myself. I had to be my own cheerleader. I had to not give up on myself. And it took a lot of mistakes too. I've learned so much through failure. You know, I've learned so much through failure. Okay, I did it this way. This didn't work. Let me take it and perfect it the way that it's perfect for me.
Good stuff.
And I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for the journey. I wouldn't change anything. I built my business on first-time home buyers.
Okay.
And if you can sell houses in this market to first-time home buyers, then you can thrive in the real estate market here, because it's very challenging because of our purchase prices.
Yes.
So, you know, I can brag a little bit. Let me brag a little bit on myself.
Come on.
I've got people in homes with no money down. I got people in home that got their closing costs paid for. I've got them their earnest money back at closing. They've won their homes in bidding wars with people that were cash buyers, people that had large deposits, people that were conventional, had conventional financing when they were FHA clients. And it's because real estate is relational. And I built rapport with the listing agent, and I'm honest, I'm ethical. I know the real estate law, and that's how I've been able to be successful in my career, is treating people how I would want to be treated.
Absolutely.
You know, from start to finish.
Absolutely. You all heard it. She said, I am ethical. Please don't miss that. Please don't miss that. People lose themselves and lose their values when it's time. Please brag on her, Chenee.
I love you. That's my web designer.
They said, be humble, but flex a little.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to.
Yes. Come on, supernatural favor. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because she stays in prayer and she takes you in her mouth when she is looking for your home. God is on assignment and he goes before you in that process. So I absolutely.
Those are facts. Those are facts.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care who you are when you do business with me, you know what my relationship with God is. Absolutely. And I let you know when you ask, how is it going to happen? I let you know that the first things first is that we're going to be praying over the offer. The second thing is that you have to know that if the last home didn't work or the home before that, it was because it wasn't what God has for you. Right. He has an address with your name on it.
I know that's right.
It was already written.
Absolutely.
For you.
Absolutely.
You know, before you started looking.
Come on. Y'all, who wouldn't want somebody like this on your team? Like, people, I don't care who And I'm going to keep our comments up because we have quite a bit of them coming in. She is led by the Holy Spirit himself.
But I encourage my clients, if it's within their budget, reach for the stars. If you can afford it, why not you?
Why not you?
Why not you? You can have everything God promised you can have.
Absolutely.
And that's how I got where I am, believing the promises that God made to me.
Right.
That's,
even when you didn't see it.
Man, but he kept me.
Right.
So I knew it was coming. I just had to do my part, and that was show up and do what he told me to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I just realized that when you really keep him first, there's more. There's more.
Well, speaking of the more, speaking of the evolution of Kiana, speaking of who you are becoming, who you are evolving into, speaking of the more, tell us a little bit about what's to come.
What's to come is more, I want to help develop people.
Okay.
So I feel like I got led to this because so many people feel like they can't afford houses in Seattle. And I'm big on entrepreneurship and being an entrepreneur, and everybody doesn't see themselves as an entrepreneur. So I feel like God is leading me to help guide people about what they're passionate about and show them how to build a business about within their comfort zone and what their passions are. And then from that, then you can invest in real estate, because that's the fastest way, to become a millionaire and to build wealth is through real estate. And you can do it, but it starts with the first house.
Absolutely. Starts with the first house. Now, does the first house have to be somewhere that you live, or can it just be an investment?
It does not have to be. You don't have to live there.
Okay.
But you definitely want to invest in your first home. And what I would like to encourage people is to know that your first home very well may not be your dream home. But with all of the different avenues and ways to make money with real estate, like Airbnb, it just doesn't make sense for you not to get your hands on something and start to build wealth, that way.
Absolutely.
But so many times we're scared, and it's because we don't know, but there are people out here that will educate you through your process. And I always tell people, even if you don't use me as a realtor, make sure you use somebody that's going to educate you, somebody that's going to give you all your options. You want to know all your options so that you make the best decision for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This woman here is from the throne room. Miss Erica Ware, the confidence coach, says, hey
sis, hey. That's alignment. Like, I started praying for God to bring the right people in my life as I go into this next season. And God has just been like aligning me with the right business partners, with the right friends, with the right sisters. Like, he really, really has been blessing me in that regard. He's showing out. I can't even thank him enough for that.
I'm excited. I'm excited for where you're going. I'm excited for where you've been, because it is a part of the story that you have to tell. What are some pieces of your story that you want to share to encourage and inspire someone?
I used to struggle with employment for many reasons. And I will say that the main reason that was holding me back in corporate was the fact that I didn't have a degree.
Okay.
And when it came to, I had work experience up the yin yang, and I have life experience, life 100 through 1 million. But that piece of paper always stopped me from going to the next level in the corporate sector. So I could get some corporate jobs, but when it was time for the promotion, it was me against the other person. They would always get promoted because they had the degree. And the degree is a whole different story. We don't have enough time for that. It is something that I'm going to finish.
Absolutely.
I owe it to myself.
Absolutely.
And I promised my grandmother I would do it. But I had to figure out a way to promote myself.
Okay.
I had to figure out a way to advance myself, because I could not allow that door to keep getting slammed in my face. Being a single mom, leaving a domestic violence relationship. I knew that there was a certain life I wanted to provide for my son, and come hell or come high water, I was going to make sure he was going to get it. And so I was in the mortgage industry from 2006 to 2008 until the market crashed. And then a property management job literally fell in my lap, I didn't know what God was doing. I didn't know what he was doing, but through property management, anybody that works in property management or knows the property management industry knows that if you work in management, you're strategically learning how to operate a business.
Absolutely.
And I was working there during the middle of, the recession when the market crashed. And so I could not get another job for the life of me.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get a job. And, I was blessed to have a job at that time because so many people were losing their jobs. But what God was strategically doing was teaching me how to run and operate a business. Absolutely. And so when it was time for me to get my real estate license, I really, honestly, I just took off running. My business is 100% referral based. This is my 8th year. This is the first time I've ever paid for any type of leads or marketing was this year. Okay. But nothing became of it. All my business has always been 100% referral based. And I thank God for that. People come to me because I'm Kiana Garfield. They trust me and, they love me, and I'm thankful for my clients. I just want to say thank you to all of my clients, anybody that's ever done business with me, anybody that's ever trusted me through this process. Not even if you bought a home from me, but if you allow me to repair your credit, anything. I just want to thank you because without my clients, I wouldn't be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Key, I have something for you, and I'm going to ask if Kenneth would bring it down. He's probably tuned in. The love of my life. If you are tuned in, babe, could you bring down what we have for Key? Because we want to say thank you just for loving us and being very present. You were one of the first persons who knew when we had reconnected, just even as friends. And so I do want to give you something just to say thank you, just to tell you that we're very proud of you, that we love you.
I love you guys too.
And we're just, and I'm not going to cry, but
please don't.
I'm grateful to God for what he's doing with you, because it's time. No one deserves it like you. You have grinded and did your thing for years. I've been watching you step away, and you know what I'm talking about, and build your own and become the best you, because that's what you decided to do for you and your baby, not in anybody else's, shadow or doing anything else, but you made a name for yourself, and you are killing it out here.
Thank you, sis.
You are killing it out here.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am. I'm so proud of you. You are doing it.
Thank you.
And you are just beginning.
Thank you.
This is just the beginning.
Thank you.
And I thank God for where he's catapulting you, for where he's taking you. I thank God for the progression. I thank God for the lives that are going to be changed. I thank God for the purpose and the intentionality and the wealth. And just, I love that you have peace and you have joy. You know what I mean? It's just, it's beautiful to see you in this space and just doing your thing. I love it.
Thank you.
I absolutely love it.
Not many people know me. People think they know me, but not many people know me. You know me.
Right.
And you know my story. You know my journey. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the prayers. I'm thankful for the encouragement. Yes. I'm thankful that you trust me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I love you. I love you too. This is my boo, y'all. She's a big sis for real.
Yes.
Let's see. We're about to shout over here. Jeanette, what kind of rug then? What kind of rug then? Because let me tell you something. Break it open. Okay? You are literally the person that's doing the marketing for her. I need this website to have all the oil, okay? Because it needs to draw all the people.
It's a work in progress.
Yes.
Because I'm a visionary and I'm a perfectionist.
Absolutely.
So,
but she does everything in excellence. Please know, you all, everything she does in excellence. personal,
Oh my goodness.
professionally.
Thank you.
This is who she is.
Thank you.
She does it in excellence. So we got her because we're giving her flowers while she's here.
Thank
And
you.
we're going to celebrate and honor you while you're
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
And again,
These are beautiful.
Just know that I am grateful.
Thank
I
you.
am
These are
grateful. I am
beautiful.
honored that you sat with me today. I am honored that you are sharing your times with us. And this won't be her last time on the show, you all, because we're just scratching the surface with this woman. You all have no idea. Great things are to come from her. And we're looking forward to sharing and documenting every bit of it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us on The Sentiment. Until
Thank you.
next time.
God bless everyone.
It's just different.
Yes, you have a long day.
Thank you for listening to The Sentiment. Please join me next time with the next topic and the next guest that graces us with their presence. In the meantime, be blessed and be gracious and kind to yourself and others. Mwah, mwah.